Good morning, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order. First item is approval of the agenda.
Make motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 2, minutes of January 2nd, 2024 board meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 3, FY23 cost allocation plan for DHS. This is every year. This is an allocation plan done to see what our total reimbursement for the year from DHS. With DHS, we have to provide them office space, phone lines, security, amongst other things with it. Accordingly, the total reimbursement for the year should be about $39,053. Indirect cost claim is $118,342. So of the $118,342, they reimburse us $39,053. The rest of it is on us as a county, along with other counties in the state, that goes through this same formula to see what DHS, or what I guess now be HHS, reimburses the counties for having the offices.
Motion to approve it.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Bond council engagement agreement not to exceed $519,000, lease purchase agreement, series 2024. Jeff?
This is for the motor grader that we signed the purchase order for, I believe it was a year and a half, 2 years ago. The motor grader is supposed to be in Iowa, I was told this month. Looks like we'll be executing everything about March 5th, so then we can get that paid for and actually out in operation.
Okay.
This is the one that was supposed to come in July, right?
Correct. And our first payment will not be until next fiscal year too. Back before this lease. So it will be in next year. Start.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 7, 2024, fixing the date of a public hearing for lease purchase agreement for the motor grader not to exceed $519,000. The date of that, Jeff, is that 2 weeks from today? So for 2 weeks from today, which is the 16th, the 30th.
I'll move to approve the public hearing date.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the engagement agreement or the resolution to set the public hearing or the grader itself? All those in favor of resolution number 7, 2024?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 1, 2024, disabled veterans homestead tax credits 23, payable 24-25. And this is every year we have to go through and we do the veteran homestead tax credits, farm tax credits. This is just a parliamentary deal.
Second.
Total of 97 applications is actually what's been approved for the disabled veteran homestead tax credit for this year. Been moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 2, 2024, utility values for 2023. Again, this is this just sets the value of the pipelines, railways, electric lines in the county. This just enables us to tax those entities. for areas used in Wapello County.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Transfer of funds from supplemental to the employee health fund. We got a message here last week that we may bounce some checks in the health fund, and I guess you're not want to do that probably. So this is to actually just transfer 300,000 from supplemental fund into the employee health fund.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 5, 2024, disbursements outstanding. These are checks that haven't been cashed. Generally, it looks like there's 6 of them this year. Most of them's just $7.25 or $18.47. And these checks will be canceled and then redeposited back into the appropriate funds.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Document locator license maintenance contract renewal. Whose office is this for? Before I get through this, Lori's office. Standard contract yearly, $7,900 for her document locator and the maintenance on the program.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 6, 2024, naming depositories. This is just where we put our money at. South Ottumwa Bank, Wells Fargo, US Bank, South Ottumwa Bank.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 12, Wapello County Compensation Board recommendations for 24-25. John, we just received this today. So I don't know what the other board's recommendation is. I'd like to probably table it for 2 weeks, but if you'd like to make some comments on it today to give us the background and everything of where you guys were at this year to give us.
And I apologize for you not getting it until today. I didn't realize that with all the weather and everything else, getting it out, and then I did send it to Kelly and got the message that she was not here. So I got it to Danielle this morning. But again, we did meet, we have made our recommendations. And I think we would appreciate it if you would take a look at the information that is in there before you take action. So I think that works very well. You know, we certainly understand that there are limitations on the board and the revenues that you have. Nonetheless, our job is to make recommendations which take into consideration what other similar positions are being paid within the state. That's what the statute directs us to do. And there is a significant discrepancy in the salaries paid to the elected officials here in Wapello County. Now, the main reason for that is the conduct of the board long before any of you ever became elected officials. So that I think this board in particular, but even the term before, you have made some strides towards getting things better, but we are still very much below where it should be. You know, if you look at the current rank, the county attorney's at 64th in the state. The auditor at 67, the recorder at 66, the sheriff at 72, and the treasurer at 66. One of the things we look at is a survey that ISAC puts out. And if you look at Sioux County and Marion County, which are the 19th and the 21st, state, Wapello being 20th. You know, Sioux County, the highest one there in terms of rank is the sheriff at the 27th percentile. And Marion has nobody above the 19th percentile. So you can see with the big differences that it's we are out of step. The county is out of step. So what we have tried to do is, and we did it last year, we've adopted a policy that says we want to, we need to bring those elected officials up. And so what we are doing every year is we are taking the average increase from the prior year, and we are making a 5% addition to that, hopefully to not only keep pace, but also move people up. Now, you have another issue, and that is in 2 places in the code, there is a requirement that the sheriff be paid in a much more comparable position than they are now. There's the back to blue statute, but there's also the compensation board statute that says it has to be comparable. The sheriff here is being paid less than the Ottumwa police chief. Okay, I don't know how good of a true comparison that is, because the duties are a little bit different and the force sizes and everything else, but nonetheless, not having the sheriff paid very close to what the chief of police is being paid is a clear non-compliance with that statute, which puts the county at risk. We have been advised before from the county attorney that there have been inquiries made about the discrepancy. And there is a significant risk, I believe, that if steps are not continuing to be made, that you could face some type of a legal claim being made and being forced to do that. The other thing is, we did discuss the situation with the county attorney. I think you guys are aware of that. Most people are. It makes us somewhat uneasy because of that situation. However, we have stayed in compliance with that policy. And the reason is because we believe that we are making those recommendations with respect to the office, not the particular person that is in the office. And if we don't keep pace, then if something happens and you have to replace the county attorney, you're going to be even further behind. So that's why I want you to know we did take a look at it, we thought about it, but that's why we made the recommendation. And then finally, if the board is concerned, and I'm really hesitant to bring this up to you, but I want you to be aware of this. If you're really concerned about increases, keep in mind that under 331-907 subsection 3, the board can take, so the general way that the section 907 works is that increases and decreases, or decreases to those recommended increases have to be across the board. There is one exception to that. Okay, the supervisors have the ability under subsection 3 to say, we will take a smaller increase or a 0 increase than anybody else. So it is possible, if you feel uncomfortable with the increase, and you could take something less and not spread it just on the other elected officials. And if you consider that you are the only elected officials who serve on a part-time basis, maybe that's a reason to do that. And I just want you to be aware that that is out there and it may be a possibility. But other than that, we've set out our reasoning and our recommendations in the letter. I'd be happy to answer the questions.
And we have done that in the past that I've been on the board where the supervisors have taken 0 more or less on that. And so
I think it just requires a separate resolution, or in your approval resolution, I think you just have to recognize it.
Right. Well, it's always a difficult path. And like you said, as far as the back to blue law, and this is nothing on Don by any means at all, but as we've talked numerous times about unfunded mandates and the state saying this is what you have to do, and then throwing something else at you like they did this year in regards to the lessening of the levy and things like that. we're planning on hopefully starting budget meetings next week. So I'm really hoping maybe in the next week, we'll have a better idea as well and give us some better insight of what we actually look like to give us an idea where we're at even with this. You know, our main fear was we gonna have to do some restructuring or God forbid layoffs or different things like that. So, you know, if we have to look at areas like that, the last thing I'd really want to do for the public or our staff is raises for us, I guess you could say. But I appreciate everything you guys do, and we'll have this on the agenda 2 weeks from today.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I do need a motion to table.
I'll motion to table it for 2 weeks.
No, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 8, 2024, set interest rate for paving district Ashland Road.
So as you recall, we ended up paving a section of the Ashland Road. We established a paving district. Those parties that are paying for it are requesting that it be added to their taxes, their portion of it over a period of 10 years. We need to establish a interest rate to tack onto that. I'm recommending 6%. I believe by code, we can go up to 9%. But I believe 6% with the current market and interest or bank rates, I believe that's in line with that.
So question number 1, was this discussed with the property owners out there before this was done, that there'd be interest charged on this? Because
So, yes.
you believe so, or it was?
I'm not gonna get it. I don't.
That's my number 1 concern, because we done all this, we paid the bill.
Yep.
3 months ago.
Yep.
Whatever it's been. I thought at that time we'd assessed that to their taxes already.
It has not, I and Lori were working pretty close on this one and making sure it would actually be able to be assessed by the treasurer to the tax roll. And this is now that paperwork to go through on that.
I don't have a problem with the interest on it. I mean, in a sense, it's a loan.
Yep.
That we're doing. I just want to make sure that we're not putting something out there on them that wasn't discussed, that it's okay, now it's going to be another 6% over the next 10 years, that it's a time out here sort of thing.
Okay.
So
I believe it was addressed in my original letter to them, but I can go back.
could you go back and do that? And
I know in the past we did, when the previous, there was one owner that was part of another one.
Right.
He was aware of that, because, or at
Okay.
least he was aware at that time, because we did put interest on that. Then I will verify, I'll come back with you on that.
Can you check what that interest was at that time as well?
6%.
It was 6% also. And he was aware of it then.
Yes.
Like I said, I have no problem with it. I just want to make sure that they're aware of that. So I don't know if I want to vote on this now.
I would just soon table and maybe even have them sign something that they're, so they know.
Because then that would also hold off on the next agenda item also. Is the
Authorization for the loan
authorization
agreement.
of that one.
Are you comfortable just waiting 2 weeks on that and getting that with them?
Thank you.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to table resolution number 8, 2024.
On that, I do want to say one of them have already actually sent us a $10,000 check towards that first payment.
That's awesome. Why can't everyone be like that?
I'll make the motion to table.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Also, resolution number 9, 2024, authorization of loan agreement tabled until January 30th as well.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Again, I'm totally understanding the interest and everything with it. I just want to make sure that it's not a surprise to those property owners on that. I'm sure it was probably already covered. I just want to make sure on it. I haven't heard anything else from anyone outside of of that on it, so. Sick condemnation hearing for project BRS CO 90-108-690 on March 12th, 2024, Bridge 19 on Lake Road.
So we're working through the right of way process. We've got this landowner here is a verbal confirmation signing the actual easement for the right of way that is needed. However, today is the day that I have to put paperwork to the DOT to get the project, keep it on our letting schedule for April. And to do so, to push that paperwork forward, I need to set a public hearing date. And that's why it's set for, I think, March 12th. So I've got up until then to either actually follow through with the condemnation, or we have to, hopefully here within the week, we will get the actual signature and we don't have to do the condemnation.
Perfect. So this is setting the hearing date for March 12th, 2024.
Correct.
I'll move to approve that date.
Second,
Any questions or comments?
this is the one that wanted more money.
Correct.
Anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of GVOC right-of-way contract for Bridge 19 on Lake Road.
For the same bridge, they've signed the contract. It's up for you guys to sign also. You guys are good with that.
I'll make that a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of Ziegler right-of-way contract for Bridge 19 on Lake Road.
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And one abstain.
Yes.
Approval of Bragg right-of-way contract for Bridge 19 on Lake Road.
Same project.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Bid packet for Pioneer Ridge Campground Project. And it was a small bid packet. It was only like 294 pages on that. So if anyone would like a copy of that, we could digitally send that to you.
That's why I didn't put it off.
Rick, do you want to give some background, some
Yeah, it's-
high points on it?
Working forward with Destination Iowa grant we got, and supervisor support through their ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan funds that they acquired to take Pioneer Ridge Campground and go from 9 sites to 20. We've never had septic out there, so go to full hookup with septic, which would increase value and increase revenue for the county. We've been working, after we got the Destination Iowa grant award, we've been working with Bolton and Mink, an engineering firm, to oversight, make sure we follow state codes that are adequate with septic and water and all that stuff, and working with all the entities that will provide those services. So this bid packet has been approved by the Conservation Board, approved by the supervisors, then we would start to do bid letting and hopefully have that completed by February 5th or somewhere in that time, and then start the project construction through this summer and finish up hopefully by the end of October and be ready for next year's season. And we've done some things off the bid package to try to do ourselves, looking at maybe doing gravel and some of the small things and some of the small shelters and such that we can do in-house to save them.
For those that aren't familiar, it's been a while now since we approved that with the state Destination Iowa money with it. What we really tried to look at in spending that money was what can we do with that money to help return an investment on that money. And Pioneer Ridge, I think, increasing that with the, what'd you say, from 9 to 20 and the shower houses and the dump stations and
Camping for nights will go up.
right.
We have a lot of people that inquire about our campsite, and when we say that there's no septic service, they go on down the road.
Right. So also allows us the ability to charge more for a campsite because of that dump service. So I think it's something we're all excited to see done and to see Pioneer Ridge, that whole area out there grow and become what it should be.
And the project that we have there in front of you is actually, because we went through the Zoom system, we have it built down and we want to expand 6 more sites. So it's built to be also expandable, and we decided to do more sites down there.
Very good.
Awesome. I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any other questions or comments?
One question, did you get the paper you needed?
Working on it.
What she's gonna get for you out of the contract or the handbook?
Conflict of interest policy that destination not required.
Very good.
The only thing we have left so that we can start receiving.
Perfect. And now that's is that a reimbursement? Basic.
It's a 40% reimbursement when as we pay the bills.
Okay,
Some along that line.
very good. Been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Personnel, request for payroll approval, new hire in the sheriff's office. Did I miss one?
This one.
Oh, we don't need those anyway. Purchase 2023 all-wheel drive V6 Charger PPV patrol vehicles.
This is to replace a couple of jail cars that paid out of commissary. The unfortunate thing is that we had to go and find these in Indiana. Because Stu Hanson's here in Des Moines, it's got the state bid. We can get them at quite a bit, probably $6,000-7,000 cheaper. Don't have anything, and I'd heard that from Carl Chevrolet that they need 1,000 Tahoes they ordered, and they only got a lot of 250. So it's become quite a challenge getting law enforcement vehicles here in Iowa. So that's why we've had to go out to Indiana with those.
Real brief, would you just explain like what the commissary fund is?
So the commissary fund is a fund that in the jail, so like they have phone cards, they can order snacks and different items from a vendor. Virtually everything in the jail is paid from the commissary account, their uniforms, socks, underwear, t-shirts, anything dealing with the inmate is paid out of that. So there's no tax dollars that go towards those type of items in the jail. So I mean, basically everything in the jail is paid out of commissary for the inmates, and that money is generated by their phone cards they purchase or the food and items that they purchase off commissary accounts. They also we have tablets in there that it generates revenue for us also that they pay for. So it's doing pretty well. So if you guys approve this, that's what we'll do.
Good.
Any other questions or?
I really much he skipped it on purpose.
How much the vehicles are? I believe it was 36,000.
Yeah, 70,
37,000, 36.
35,000 total, or 75,000.
Yeah, 75,000 was the total. If we could have got them to the state bid vendor with Stu Hanson's, I think they're around 27, 28. So we're spending $78,000 more.
Yep, 75,502. All right. Did we make a motion already?
I make all motion to approve.
Second.
All right, any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And you got two. So what you're saying is we can buy a road grader with commissary fund.
Well, we could probably put a blade on the front of the truck.
I like the idea. Go fast.
Personnel, request for payroll approval, new hire at the sheriff's office.
These are just
Fill
full-time
them.
positions replacing that's empty. We still got one male position open. It's gonna quite a chore getting up to staff, so I think.
And this is all in the jail,
Yes,
COs.
I think we only have one position, a male position left to fill. So those guys have done a pretty good job.
Very good.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, let Darren do it. I'll second.
You can have the next one.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? B, request for payroll approval, new hire sheriff's office.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Request for payroll approval, new hire sheriff's office.
$230.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Have all the fun. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Other business, cash drawer for auditor's office, second quarter 23-24. This is just setting the cash drawer for that office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Recorder's quarterly report of fees collected and dispersed, second quarter 23-24. Anything to add to that, Lisa? We're good? Yep. Yep.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sheriff's Office report, second quarter 23-24.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer semi-annual report, July 23 through December 23.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer investment report, December 23.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Other business to come before the board. The last week has been we say a trying week, probably be the best way to say it. I think,
Good opportunities for growth.
there you go. That's positive, and I don't like that, but I'm trying. First thing I'd like to recognize is all our employees that's been out now for 8 days in a row, I believe is what it was. Started last Monday, with the exception of Friday when we pulled the plows for safety concerns and the blowing. They've been out from dusk till dawn, pushing, trying to make headway on it.
On desk.
Dawn to dusk, what I say, dusk to dawn?
Yeah, they don't work nights.
That's true. Yes, dawn till dusk. So, and it looks like for the foreseeable future anyway, we're probably going to be sticking to that mold. So, Dan and Larry and Jeff here today like to maybe just get an update of kind of where we're at on it, some different things that we have never done before, and other areas and ways we're trying to get Wapello County opened up. How's that?
Do you wanna give me a report on current travel? Yeah,
Stand up and tell us all about it.
what's that?
Stand up, tell us all about it. I just want to see you stand up.
The gravel, all the roads are today, and by the end of the day tomorrow, we're gonna be a lot closer than I was anticipating us being when I was looking at Monday, Tuesday. The early, the late last, over the weekend, I was anticipating it being longer than that, but things are about that. It rained a lot in the past week too. That's why I had to talk.
No Jake breaks.
But we're still by the end of the day tomorrow. And by this is Tuesday, the end of the day tomorrow and Thursday. Things there shouldn't be anything left open that hasn't had a hole broke through it. And we have everybody where they can get out and be able to get any emergency services. There'll still be a drift here and there that has got an area plugged where people might have to take a different route to get out. And those we're still going to be working on. By the end of the week, I'll say those spots will probably be open too. And I'm figured on working long days, dawn to dusk, just like we have been until Friday. And then I'm hoping Friday that we can take 2 days off. I'm figuring on being where the point where Saturday and Sunday we can get the guys home so they can rest and get caught up on their own stuff. And I think we'll be in that position. But,
So pretty well everywhere somebody lives will have opened up by end of the day or tomorrow at the latest.
oh yeah. And there's stuff that the rest of the week, there's guys that will finish their territory today over one time. And then we'll start back over it and widening things out. And we'll still be widening things out next week. we'll go back and continue widening things out, but we'll be to the point by the weekend when everybody should be able to get out and be fine that there won't be any problems with them getting in and out to go do whatever they need to do. And if there's still places, the wind still blows, the wind blew last night at a certain point, so you still get drifting that comes back that we might not be aware of right at the incident. So you still encourage people to call if there's something they see, because we may not have seen it, and we've already been over it one time to check it. There's no way to know exactly at every spot that might blow back like that.
Well, I know, I personally
I'm
want
happy with that.
to commend you guys on getting out. You responded quick to all the phone calls. You responded quick to all the phone calls, there's plenty of them. Everybody needs out.
And we'll get the occasional ambulance or that's really an emergency call, and we'll go and we jump on that and get that quicker. Not very many people that's had to wait any length of time for anything like that.
Yep. Did the emergency declaration Sunday. So we're getting some farmers out helping us, some contractors digging some holes too. Are they helping out good?
Yeah.
I know there's been plenty of farmers digging holes before, so.
Oh, yeah, they do it on their own anyway, some of them, but the big farmers that have got all the hog confinements that have to get there, open their driveways, which in turn involves some of the roads to get to where they need to go. They're used to that. That's part of their operation, basically.
Yep.
So to piggyback a little bit on that, kudos to Tim Richmond. Tim does a great job at in situations like this of getting everything right out there and start sending things up the chain and different type of equipment that maybe we could have access to. And we're working through right now, I believe, continuing with the state, trying to get a snow blower that the state has to help bust through some of these other drifts and help widen some of the roads and get some snow off the roads. Because I know in one of the emails, maybe I don't know if it's from you or another county around, but there's nowhere to go with the snow. The ditches are full. And so to have that snow blower to start throwing some of that, and I believe we do have a local person that has a big snow blower that's been helping or maybe started helping
We do
yesterday.
have two local guys on contract to start helping out with that. They're big 320 tractor mounted snow blowers.
So then Tim sent me a declaration, disaster declaration on Sunday. I signed that immediately. I did talk to Representative Welch yesterday to see if he could get in the governor's ear or anyone in her office to expedite that, not just for us, but again, if you're on social media, to get on and look at Monroe County, Davis County, Appanoose County, Keokuk, we're not alone in this. And I think everyone in every road department across our region has worked some pretty long hours and not been off the roads much in the last 7 to 9 days. So along with that, we done something that we'd never done before, and that was an independent contractor agreement. As Jeff said, we do have several farmers in the area that do have some pretty big equipment, in some cases a lot better equipment than what we got. So Darren got a hold of Waleem, our insurance agent, as far as what we need to do to cover the county in these instances, and they got an independent contractor agreement. Larry, Dan, Jeff, some other people in the county had reached out to some farmers, some bigger operations that they know of, and got the agreement signed. I think they had to list the equipment they were using, some different things like that, and they'll be paid at a FEMA rate. We did look at this as an emergency situation. This wasn't just a normal 6-inch snow or 8-inch snow that we received. I think the year that everyone keeps saying to me anyway was 1978 was the last time that we've seen something this drastic in our area. Okay. Well, either way, I wasn't alive either year. So
I was.
yeah. So to put it into perspective, when you're looking at a 45, 50 year, 60, 70 year event, this isn't a normal snow. People's not gonna be dug out. People's not gonna have that one lane in a day or 2 days like we've been accustomed to with that. Tempers flare, people get stir crazy at home. But you know, as a reminder, this is something that some of us have never seen in our life. So, that's where we looked at as what other help can we get? What can we do to get these roads opened up in Wapello County as quick as we can? So, I'm glad we done this. It seems to be working good. Again, they're being paid at a FEMA rate. We do see it as an emergency situation. We're hopeful that the governor will declare, a disaster declaration for Wapello County along with some other counties. Then that'll open up, use of equipment and reimbursement of some funds to this area as well. So I'll say I haven't been working as hard as what these guys have been. Thank you. But it had been a long weekend, and I feel we've done whatever we could to try to help expedite the process and get things covered and help get them all off the road. Well, again, hopefully by this weekend, so they can spend a couple days with their family till they're right back doing it again next week. And the great thing about it, looking at the forecast, it's gonna be in the 30s next week with possible rain. So then we're gonna have muddy roads. Yes,
Water coming down the end.
Mud or ice.
can't wait.
Water will run right down the edge.
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
I just want to make a comment about item 12, the compensation report. I think you're very fortunate to have a great committee with leadership from John Weber. They've done their homework. Your most valuable resource are your personnel, and I think it's important that you consider them in making the recommendation or adopting the recommendation of the committee. It seems to me that budgeting is going to be a challenge no matter what happens because of House File 718. And we don't know what will happen this year with the legislature talking about more reductions. So I would ask you as a board not to consider just the personnel budget because, you know, you've got to deal with increases in insurance. You've got to deal with increases in utilities, supplies. And I think personnel are the people that get the job done. So you have a lot of great people working for you. And I think you need to give them the encouragement and support that you do value their work and get those salaries up to the statewide average. So give it lots of thought before you make any decision.
Thank you. Anyone else? Chad?
So regarding the snow removal, how many different people did you contract with independently?
We have four independent contractors at this current moment.
Okay.
Is Norris one of
Norris
those?
is our fourth.
Yeah, and that was one there. We kind of looked at what businesses with some heavy equipment in our area, and Norris Asphalt, of course, pretty well shut down this time of year. Good partner to have, you know, in Wapello County with some of that equipment too, to get out there and help us. So kudos to them as well. Anything else?
I guess that's time for motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Darren has pumped